Good day, and you are welcome to today's tutorial. In today's tutorial, we are going to be looking at the part 2 of our lookup function. In my earlier video, we look at the VLOOKUP function, which forms the part 1 of this series. And in that video, I explained the syntax of the VLOOKUP function and how you can apply the VLOOKUP function for your data analysis. If you have not seen the video, kindly check this channel for that video, or you can click on the link that is currently on this video that will take you directly to that VLOOKUP function video. But for today's tutorial, we're going to be treating the HLOOKUP. The HLOOKUP. I will explain the syntax of that function, and also I will also teach you on how to apply that function to any particular exercise. That is why you cannot endeavor to miss any part of this video. And I will encourage you to wait behind and watch this video to the end so that you can learn in details about this function and how it is different from the VLOOKUP function. By the way, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, I don't know why you're still wasting time. Kindly do so now. Click on the subscribe button, like this video, share it to your network so that they too can benefit from the knowledge that is embedded in this tutorial. You are welcome back. The HLOOKUP is also a very powerful function in Microsoft Excel which you must understand. And why is that? The HLOOKUP search for value in the top row of a table and return the corresponding value in a specified row of that table. Unlike the VLOOKUP that searches for a value in a table or range of cells and return the value in a specified column. So we can now say that HLOOKUP is more or less a transpose of the VLOOKUP function. What do I mean? Before we go further, let us understand the syntax of the HLOOKUP function, which is stated on the screen. The syntax is the lookup value, which is the value you want to search for. The table array, the table or range of cells containing the data that you want. The row index number, that is the position or the row number within the table array where the search value is located. If we remember that in the VLOOKUP function, what we have in the syntax is the column index number. But in HLOOKUP, what we have is the row index number. Then the range lookup, which is optional, that specifies whether we want an exact match or an approximate match of the lookup value, and it can either be 0 or 1, true or false. Before we go into the exercise, let us look at this simple illustration. And to apply the HLOOKUP function, what it means is that we are looking for a value in the top row of a table, and we want it to return the corresponding value in a specified row in either of these rows. That is, if you are looking for the value of set 3 in row 20, that is in the row that contains C in row 20, then we can use the HLOOKUP function. And to use that, we will say the HLOOKUP. Because we are looking for the value of set 3, then we specify the table that we specify the table, and then now the row index number, that is in this case row 20, which is the row of C. That's then so with the row index number, so we count row 1, 2, 3, 4. So we specify 4. Then our range lookup, which is optional. So this shows that set 3, the $sign is the value of set 3 in row C. So that is how to use the HLOOKUP function. Now, let's look at some exercise so that will further help us to understand this particular. In this table, we are given a table of daily consumption of nutrient per capita between January and December. And the task is, what is the protein consumption in July? Protein consumption in July. So that means our lookup value is protein consumption in July. So to find the value of protein consumption in July, we apply our HLOOKUP function. Then the lookup value is protein. Then our table array, we specify our table from A3 to F15. Now, the row index number, since we are looking for the value of protein in July, so we count our row starting from the first row, row 1, row 2, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, row 7, row 8. So July is in row 8. Then we specify our lookup range, which is, so that means protein is 84.4 in July. When we check, this is right. Don't forget that when we are counting our row, we're in this case, for this particular example, we did not start from row 1 because row 1 and row 2, they are not part of the table. So you start counting your row from the top, from the first row of your table. In this case, our table starts from row 3. So that is why we start our counting from row 3, because according to this for instance, July is in row 8. So that means since our table starts from row 3, when we count July, that July falls on row 8 from our table. Please let us understand that so that we will not make that mistake. Now, the next question is find the carbohydrate consumed per capita in October. So also our lookup value is carbohydrate. Our lookup value is carbohydrate. So let's call in our function HLOOKUP. The lookup value is carbohydrate. Then also we select our table array. So our table array, we start from A3. Then we select the row index number. Since we are looking for the carbohydrate consumed in October, so we count the number of rows again. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So October falls on row 11. So we specify 11 as our row index number, which is 364. So we can see that in October, carbohydrate is 364. The example that we have below is we want to find the value of energy in March. So we do our HLOOKUP function. The lookup value is energy. Then the next thing is we specify our table. We specify our table. Don't forget that the row index number, since we are looking for energy in March, so we do row 1, row 2, row 3, and row 4. March is in row 4, so we specify 4, and the range lookup is 0, which is 1371. 13741. Now, since we want to, so we can, okay, now let's look at something. We can use our AutoFill function. If we use our AutoFill function for the rest of the table, we see that what we have is an error. We have an error because of this. When we look at energy, this energy, when we look at the formula bar, the table is A3 to F15. But when I check my protein now, the table has changed to A4 to F16. So that is reason why I have error. So in order to make the table constant for the remaining three components, I have to use my absolute reference. Yeah, if you don't know about absolute reference, kindly check the video that is pinned to this particular session. There's a video on this channel on absolute and relative reference that explains this concept. So now we are going to use the absolute reference. So for this table A3 to F5, I'll press my function F4 on the keyboard to make it to convert my table to absolute reference. So if I move down, if I use my autofill now, I'll have the correct value for the remaining list on the table. Also, if I do my HLOOKUP for energy as a lookup value in August, then also I select the table. Since we are looking for the value of energy in August, so I count the row number to August. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. August is in row 9, then I use 0. So that means energy is 12,438 in August. Also, if I don't use my absolute reference, I will have an error value again. So what I need to do is to make my table to convert it using my absolute reference to the table. Then that will give me the correct answer. So the last exercise is energy in December. I also call in my HLOOKUP function. I select the table, then December. So we count the number of rows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. December is in row 13. Then before I forget, I will make my table, I will apply absolute reference to my table. Then I can use my AutoFill. So this is how to use the HLOOKUP function, and I believe that you have learned something from this function. Don't forget, HLOOKUP function searches for the data in the top row of a table, and return data in the corresponding row and return the corresponding value in a specified row in the table. So this is also, when we understand this, we'll be able to differentiate HLOOKUP from VLOOKUP function. Then I believe that in my next video, I'm going to talk about the XLOOKUP function. I'm sure you don't want to miss that video. So kindly watch out for the part 3 of this lookup function, where we will be treating the XLOOKUP function. I believe you have learned something from today. Kindly take up this knowledge and apply it to your spreadsheets for your own data analysis. And don't forget, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do so. Like this video, share it to your network so that they too can learn from this video. And if you have any question or any comment regarding this tutorial, kindly put it in the comment section below and I will respond accordingly. Thank you and see you in the next class.